4 months after their son was shot and killed by police, the Nicholasville family is continuing to plead for answers and change.
Also ahead, the ongoing saga over a proposed rate hike in Georgetown is finally over. We're recapping the results of tonight's city council meeting.
And those gusty winds are slowing down, but we still have a few rounds of rain to keep things active later this week. I'm tracking all that for you next.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Marvin Bartlett.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It's so good to have you with us. So good to be here tonight.
Good to have you.
Excited to be here. All right, so the forecast today can pretty much be summed up in 2 words: wet and windy. Meteorologist Justin Esterly joins us now with a look at what those high winds are blowing in.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, we had a pretty gusty day today. A couple rounds of some spotty showers. The winds still moving pretty good for us here this evening, but no wind advisories in place for us tonight. We're going to keep that wind going down and trending downward as we head into the rest of this evening. But if we go ahead and look at what happened here earlier today, we did have some of those wind speeds way up there. 64-mile-an-hour gusts in Jefferson County, 60 in Franklin, and 56 here in Fayette County. We're going to keep that going with the almanac here today because those warmer temperatures brought us record high temperatures as well. Those winds kicking that up. 73 the old record, 74 the high today. So we are going to see a new record in the book. We still, though, have some gusty winds. Look at this, 41 miles an hour in Lexington. You can kind of see a little bit of a boundary here. That's as the cooler air is trying to work in. We are going to see those gusts stay in that 30 to 40 mile an hour range overnight. Temps are still in the mid 60s for pretty much everybody, and we're going to see that only drop all the way down to about 47 overnight. Still windy, partly cloudy, but tomorrow it does look pretty good. Winds of change are coming and they're settling down on top of that. I've got details on that and our next chance for some showers coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Justin. A Nicholasville family is still demanding answers more than 4 months after a young man was shot and killed by police who were responding to a mental health call.
Georgia MacArthur attended tonight's City Commission meeting where the family pleaded for more details on what led up to the deadly shooting.
The family of Desmond LeDuc is asking for accountability and transparency. They want the Nicholasville Police Department to release body camera video that led to the death of Desmond LeDuc.
I shouldn't have to be here.
On October 22nd, Desmond LeDuc's family called 911 and asked for police to help because he was suffering from a mental illness.
We reached out for help with his thoughts of suicide. And he responded with a deadly shot through his chest.
The department released a statement saying it, quote, made every effort in the interest of achieving a peaceful resolution. Authorities said the officers made prolonged and persistent attempts to negotiate with LeDuc before he pointed 2 guns out a rear window of the home.
Transparency in that situation from all government officials in the police department are needed for healing.
Citizens at the City Commission meeting voiced their concerns about how minorities are treated by police.
And has a high-powered rifle, uses that rifle, shoots through his house into my neighbor's Chris' house with his children in the house. And we have a young man who has a mental illness and he gets killed. Again, like I said, I'm not blaming, but that concerns me. And the only difference is the color of the skin.
Comparisons were made to an incident in 2021 when police responded to the home of Eric Stork, who had fired several shots, quote, manifesting extreme indifference to the value of human life. A report said 3 officers who were in the home were put in substantial danger by Stork's actions, but he was not shot.
You had a white man, a convicted felon with an assault rifle who posed a threat to everyone in his home and everyone in the homes around him, be walked out in handcuffs.
Mayor Alex Carter released a statement on behalf of the city.
Once the investigation is complete, the city will take any necessary steps based upon that outcome. At this time, the City Commission has listened attentively to each of your concerns, and we appreciate that. Genuinely appreciate hearing what you have to say. The city has no further comment at this time.
Nicholasville Police Department says that they are cooperating with Kentucky State Police, and this is an ongoing investigation. For now, in Nicholasville, Georgia MacArthur, Fox 56 News.
Georgia, thank you so much. New tonight, after months of debate, the Georgetown City Council reaches a decision on a controversial rate hike. At a special meeting, the council voted unanimously in favor of raising the city's water rate by 17% the first 3 years, followed by a 6% increase 3 years after that. That's a nearly 85% increase over the next 6 years. Senior citizens will get a 10% discount. Discussions are still underway about a potential break for low-income households as well. Council members say they understand the added cost will be a burden for some, but believe it's necessary to make much-needed improvements.
And I understand what it's like to have a fixed income. And I tried to relate that to them, that my heart goes out to them, but they begged me to vote no, and there is no other option, I kept explaining to them, except to take this course, which was slow and steady and not as hurtful financially.
The increase will help offset a multi-million-dollar loss for the city linked to contractor and consulting firm errors. The new rate is set to go into effect on Wednesday.
More than a year after the crime, a woman is facing charges in connection to a Lexington homicide. Police say 35-year-old Jennifer Kashuba is charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. She's in the Fayette County Detention Center. Police say maintenance workers at an apartment complex on Cambridge Drive found the victim near a dumpster last February. The cause of death was ruled a homicide. The victim's name has not been released, but we're expecting an update from the coroner soon. Anyone with information about the case is asked to call Bluegrass Crime Stoppers.
A teenager is hurt after falling into the Licking River. This happened Sunday afternoon in Harrison County. Witnesses say the 14-year-old girl was taking pictures at Robinson Dam when she slipped and fell. Crews found her about an hour later. She was given CPR on scene before being flown to UK Hospital. The victim's name has not been released, but leaders with Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife say she is from Cynthiana. We're still working to get an update on her condition.
We're tracking new information tonight about a case out of Whitley County involving a 3-year-old girl. State police say the mother's boyfriend, 22-year-old Jordan Blake, is charged with murder. Officers say the little girl's autopsy uncovered head-to-toe bruising, multiple brain bleeds, and blunt force trauma. Today, a judge raised Blake's bond from $250,000 to $1 million. The case was sent to the grand jury, which meets March 20th.
The General Assembly's short session is nearing the home stretch, with a flurry of bills being filed ahead of last week's deadline. Officials say between the House and Senate, more than 870 bills have been filed. Now, obviously, not all of these will make it to the finish line. In fact, so far, only 3 bills have made it to the governor's desk, the biggest being House Bill 1, lowering the state's income tax. State Senator Damon Thayer says that makes sense because at the end of the day, the condensed session isn't meant to tackle any major legislation.
We hope to get back to the original purpose of the 30-day legislative session, which was only added by a vote of the people a little over 20 years ago. And the original purpose was to fix bills that might need to have adjustments, or maybe some bills that have made it part way through the process and maybe now they're teed up to go. So we're going to try to keep the focus on those issues.
Lawmakers are putting a high priority on the state's teacher shortage, with issues in the Department of Juvenile Justice being a top priority as well. Other hot-button topics include tackling parents' rights, medical marijuana, and sports betting. There are 12 business days before lawmakers break for a veto vote.
Tougher penalties could be in store for underage drinkers caught drinking behind the wheel. House Bill 400 is being introduced by Democrat Chad All. He says his goal was to send a strong message about DUIs and close a legal loophole that treats underage drivers differently than those 21 and older. The issue hits close to home for All, whose wife and daughter were injured in a wreck caused by a 19-year-old impaired driver. Right now, anyone caught drinking and driving under 21 is fined between $100 and $500 and sentenced to community service. All's bill would change that by requiring their driver's license be suspended for 1 year with no driving privileges for at least 90 days. It would also boost penalties for underage drivers convicted more than once of DUI.
A new school is being built in Jessamine County. The district's third middle school will be located on Ash Grove Road in Nicholasville. Redistricting plans are still in the works to determine who will go there. School leaders say the community will be part of the decision-making process. The Jessamine Journal reports construction on the still unnamed school is set to begin in May.
Asbury University and the Jessamine County Health Department are planning a measles vaccine clinic on the university campus. That's after a person who attended the Asbury revival came down with measles. If you were at Asbury on February 18th to attend the revival, you're urged to quarantine for 21 days and get a measles vaccine.
We're just getting started here on Fox 56. Still ahead, a major boost for small businesses. We'll break down the state's plans for the $117 million being invested in the Bluegrass.
And new improvements are coming to Bluegrass Airport, what Senator Mitch McConnell announced today regarding new funding.
The first 10 minutes of Fox 56 News at 10 were brought to you commercial-free. Sponsored by UK Federal Credit Union.
Precise pressure.
You may notice some tingling.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
Results in a positive physical reaction.
You want to spank me?
You left me no choice.
I'm a very bad girl.
The Big Bang Theory.
Weeknights at 6 and 7:30 on Fox 56.
Thank you for hooking Logan up here with this membership.
You know, fellas, you don't have to be associated with UK to become a member.
Want to become a UKFCU member? There are many ways to join. Seriously, find out how online. UKFCU. It's banking, only better.
Hey, Cash.
My man.
Kentucky Games of Skill create critical local jobs and allow small businesses to survive during tough times.
Coming out of the pandemic was a really hard time. You know, just trying to get our feet underneath us again. Having this added revenue has been great for us, taking a lot of stress off our shoulders.
It's just one way that they can be able to expand or get more help or pay more wages. It enables me to spend money on equipment that I might not spend, and I've got several locations that just say, man, this has just been a godsend.
Legal Games of Skill also help by allowing businesses to give back to their community.
It definitely enhances my business and makes just the overall experience more enjoyable.
It not only helps me and my company, it helps them, and we all can give back hand in hand to the community.
It's time to protect our small businesses and our community. Tell the Kentucky State Legislature to support skill games and all legal gaming while cracking down on all illegal gambling.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, Cartown Kia has you covered. If you have a job taking home over $350 a week, we have over 20 lenders that want to approve you. So shop and save with confidence.
We've got a great selection of pre-owned vehicles to choose from. And right now, take home this 2018 Kia Optima or this 2022 Kia Rio. Your choice, $88 down and just $299 per month.
Come see us at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
I'm just playing the field. She made the team.
And Mima got a date with the coach.
What? Young Sheldon.
Weeknights at 11 on Fox 56. This is Fox 56 News.
Welcome back. Kentucky will soon get millions of dollars in federal money to help small businesses. The state is set to receive $117 million over the next decade as part of President Biden's American Rescue Plan. Governor Andy Beshear says the funds will be used for loan guarantees to help small businesses get off the ground and to provide venture capital investments to Kentucky-based startups.
Will impact the economics of when loans can be provided and ensure those that are just on the precipice of qualifying, that just need a little extra help, but that have a solid business ready to grow, create generational wealth, can get those loans that they deserve.
Kentucky's funding is part of $7 billion provided to states to support small businesses and entrepreneurship through the 2021 Rescue Plan. The first round of funding is expected to go out within 60 days.
Improvements are in store for a pair of Kentucky airports. Senator Mitch McConnell announced today that the Federal Aviation Administration will grant $16 million to fund improvements to terminals at the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Airport, along with Bluegrass Airport in Lexington. Both airports will receive upgrades to passenger boarding bridges in need of redesign and replacement. McConnell helped secure the funds through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that was signed into law in 2021.
Well, coming up, we'll go around the world in 56.
Including the latest on a Florida bill that affects Disney World's special status with the government.
And those gusty winds have slowed down a little bit, but we are going to see an active pattern shape up for the second half of the week. I've got details coming up.
His Mega Millions jackpot is $145 million, and tonight's Powerball jackpot is $131 million. More news is next.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news.
Happy Baby here at Surplus Sales. We have kitchen and bath cabinets in stock and ready to take home today. And they're all wood. Now that would make anybody happy, like me. Surplus Sales Flooring in Corbin, Kentucky.
I was taking out the trash when all of a sudden a dog attacked me. It was terrifying. I had to have surgery on my hand. I knew I needed to call the Hammer. His team took care of everything and got me $200,000.
Dog bite injury? Call Isaacs & Isaacs. The law firm Kentucky has trusted for over 25 years. We'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
One call, that's all.
Call 877-ALL-7s or WeWin.com.
Every game, every sport, every weekend. Get closer to the action with Fox Sports on Fox 56. Sponsored by Nissan. Experience the thrill today at your local Nissan dealer or NissanUSA.com.
I'm Tommy Covey. This is my son Titus. Covey's Auto's been servicing Toyotas for over 30 years, and I know one thing for sure. We always beat the dealer's price. There's no reason to go to Green's Toyota for any service or repair on your vehicle unless you simply want to overpay for it. I've personally seen estimates that they've given customers for repairs that their car did not need. So, if you're not calling Covey's Auto first,
then you're just cheating yourself.
Covey's Auto. Come see the difference.
Stealing Kentucky jobs, exporting deadly drugs into our communities, and now spying over Kentucky. China's actions are threatening Kentucky, but Kelly Craft has always stood up to China.
China Communist sanctions former UN Ambassador Kelly Craft.
Kelly Craft is the only candidate for governor with a proven record of opposing China.
This is a real issue with the fentanyl that China is producing.
And as governor, she'll launch a full-court press to stop China in its tracks. Kelly Craft for governor.
For nearly 40 years, we at Rivard Fine Jewelry have dedicated ourselves to providing our customers with an unforgettable shopping experience. Visit our newly renovated showroom and see all the deals we have for that special someone in your life. Rivard Fine Jewelry. Nobody does I do like we do.
Happy Baby here at Surplus Sales. We have kitchen and bath cabinets in stock and ready to take home today. And they're all wood. Now that would make anybody happy, like me. Surplus Sales Flooring in Corbin, Kentucky.
All right, we want to take a minute here for an official welcome. You know, on Super Bowl Sunday, we started to tease that someone new was joining the team. People tried to guess who it was, and a lot of people got it right. It wasn't a real hard riddle.
Well, you did a great job. I mean, honestly, you sold it so well. You did. So I appreciate you, and I'm so excited to be sitting next to you. You know, I've known Marvin for years, and I've always...
Like she says, she watched me when she was in kindergarten.
I did not say that. I keep
Maybe
having
not that
to
young,
set that record straight. No, but I am so excited to be back. It's been a long time coming. 1 year, just about exactly.
Yeah,
so I'm glad to be back.
And we weren't being coy. There were reasons we couldn't say he was coming, but actually Andrew's been working with us for the last year behind the scenes, so you've had your hand in the news here for a long time.
I have, and I have missed telling stories. I've missed being here at the desk, and it's so nice to be back and welcoming a new member of the team here. We're both kind of newbies at this point, Justin.
Yeah, but you have a little bit more experience here in Lexington. For sure.
Yeah. So it was the winds of change are upon us with you, and also windy day out there. See, I'm trying to transition here. So
you can always tell.
Well done.
Marvin will break out the dad joke every night of the week if he could, and that's what he used tonight. Not a problem. We'll roll with it. The winds of change are actually slowing down a little bit for us as we head into this evening. And as we actually head into March, did you know there's only 1 day left of February? Yeah. It's coming. Less wind on Tuesday for you. That's going to be a good end to the month. Unseasonably warm, but some scattered rain chances come into the mix. Let's take a look and see how things are going out there right now. Looked out towards downtown. from Chevy Chase, we've got 67 degrees. West winds come at you from 22 miles an hour at this current time, so those breezy winds still nearby. But those temperatures aren't feeling too bad. We're still in the mid-60s for pretty much everybody across the bluegrass, and that's going to continue with wind gusts that are still going to go upwards of 40 miles an hour for the next couple of hours overnight. But you can see some 25 to 35 mile an hour general wind gusts for you this evening. Now, if we look at satellite and radar, the culprit of all of that was this cold front that came by as a low pushes a lot of snow and heavy rain to the northeast. Well, good news is, for the last day of February, high pressure comes in behind that to really quiet everything down. That's going to also help us stay above average. Even though we've got cooler temps than what we had today coming tomorrow, we're still going to go to 61. That's 11 degrees above the average high of 50. Keep that rolling into another warm day Wednesday, 75. Then we start to see the temperatures still in the 60s through Friday. It's the weekend that they take a dip back towards average, but average isn't too bad as we roll into March. 50 degrees is still going to feel pretty good for us by the weekend. With that, we do have some other winds coming in later on this week. Wednesday, gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Friday, gusts up to 40 miles an hour. But in between, as we get some transitions going through, we are going to see some lighter winds. So it's not going to be every day just getting hammered by wind. What we are going to see late Wednesday into Thursday and for parts of your Friday is the chance for some rain showers and possibly some more thunderstorms. A couple more different systems working through to give us that. So let's just break down what that looks like on Futurecast. There's the low from today. There's the cold front. It's all getting out of here. We get a little cloud cover overnight, but high pressure is going to wipe that away for us late Tuesday. Get that high pressure out of here, and let's get a warm front into the area for Wednesday. Eventually, that's going to heat us up. The cold front is going to kick up showers and storms Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And then as we go through Thursday, we keep the cloud cover around. Another warm front for late Thursday, into Friday, and that cold front comes through. There's all your chances for rain. We're going to track each one of these each day this week in more specifics, but a general outlook for this week is going to show up with the chance for 1 to 2 inches of rain or more by the end of it, which means we could get about a half an inch of rain or more with each wave, especially if thunderstorms take place for us in those times. So that's what we're watching this week. Tonight, no problems, though. 47, a little windy still, partly cloudy. Recovering tomorrow, pretty nice, 61, a little bit of sunshine, less wind, and a pretty decent 7-day forecast. Now, in between these rain chances this week, temperatures are going to feel pretty good for you all the way through Friday. Then by the weekend, quiet, cool, and temps in the 50s. Marvin, Andrea?
All right, thank you, Justin. Affordable internet across the nation and another surprise trip to Ukraine.
Those stories and more as we go around the world in 56. Vice President Kamala Harris says the Biden administration will help bring high-speed and affordable internet to every community. The vice president visited South Carolina today, where she outlined the administration's efforts to help families get and pay for high-speed access as part of the Affordable Connectivity Program. The program can help eligible households get $30 off each month on those internet bills.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says, quote, the corporate kingdom finally came to an end, signing a bill today ending Disney's special status with the government. The bill includes the dissolution of an independent district that allowed Disney to maintain self-governance. The district will now be renamed the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, and a state-appointed board will now oversee it.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen made a surprise trip to Ukraine today. She reaffirmed America's commitment to help Ukraine in its resistance against Russia's invasion. Yellen also met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and announced the transfer of more than $1.2 billion, the latest in U.S. aid to Ukraine.
Swedish environmental activist Greta Thunberg and dozens of other activists blocked entrances to Norway's energy ministry. The group is protesting against wind turbines built on land traditionally used by indigenous reindeer herders. Well, if you're a UK basketball fan, you're a lot happier these days. People seem to have more pep in their step.
And the timing is good. You know, February's almost over, which means March, right around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's going to be fun. Also, great to have you here.
Thank
elite
you.
Addition to the Nightside squad. An elite addition for the Kentucky squad was obviously Oscar Tshiebwe, who was a portal gem last year. Of course, won National Player of the Year. And he's making another big-time impact here in the last couple weeks as Kentucky's making this push at the end of the regular season. If you would have said that Kentucky was one of the best 25 teams in the country, you were probably wrong a month ago. But they're rolling right now, and they're back in the poll. We talk about them next in sports. Stay with us.
Tomorrow, wake up with the Fox 56 Morning News, the only news that stays local from 5 to 9.
My name is Connie. The grandkids call me Mimo.
These are for you.
She loves gambling, bowling, and especially me.
Good to know.
You can say I have a few gentlemen callers.
Connie, it's Ira.
We need to keep the sphere suspended precisely in the scintillator.
Speaking of scintillating.
Nope, young Sheldon.
Weeknights at 11 on Fox 56. Fox 56, the Weather Authority, is sponsored by Bryant Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Call Bryant 365 days a year for repairs, replacements, and service on all the systems that drive your home comfort. One call, Bryant Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Is your home comfort system, well, not comfortable? Is your system 10 or more years old? Or are you worried it won't last much longer? Right now, get a new home comfort system installed by Fayette Heating and Air and save up to $2,000 with financing as low as $99 a month. Fayette Heating and Air has the reliable and efficient equipment you need, the expert technicians you can trust to do the job right, and the financing you need to fit your budget every time. That's our every time promise. Call Fayette Heating and Air today or skip the line and book online. FayetteHeatingandAir.com.
This is where worry turns into relief, where confusion turns into answers. This is where your family can turn to the experts for the big things and the little things. Extraordinary care is right here. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
For a limited time, get a free pair of shoes with your Good Feet purchase.
At Rally's, I'm in the driver's seat. Give me that $5 meal deal with a Rally burger. Nah, a mushroom Swiss burger, plus fries, chicken bites, and a drink for just $5. Or why not go big? I want a fried mushroom Buford. Whatever you order, own it at Rally's.
Here's your Fox 56 3-day forecast, brought to you by BC Veterans Contracting, specializing in roofing. Now, Fox 56 Sports.
Welcome back. Kentucky started the year ranked 4th in the college basketball preseason poll, and by January 2nd, they dropped out of the poll altogether. Those non-conference losses were tough, and once they lost to Missouri and South Carolina, they were miles away from the AP poll. That is, until today. They're back, winning 4 straight games. They are now ranked 23rd in this week's poll. That comes after 2 impressive wins this past week at Florida, and then an absolute clinic put on against Auburn on Saturday at Rupp Arena, beating a quad 1 team by 32 points. So those are brownie points for sure. So the Cats are 10-3 since that South Carolina loss. They've climbed up the SEC standings and have put themselves in a good position ahead of this final week of the regular season, feeling good and having fun leading into the conference tournament.
I'd say we're having a lot more fun due to the fact that we're winning now. You know, when you're losing, it's hard to stay together and stay focused. But when you're winning, I feel like it's easier to enjoy your teammates.
Just guys completing, executing plays. It was that type of deal. And, you know, everybody just trusting one another, you know, on the offensive end. If somebody's going to make a play, you know, he's going to do it.
Now, Oscar Tshiebwe's putting up Oscar Tshiebwe games again. He's had a little bit of an up and down year, but is always still dominant, right? Still making a massive impact on the game, but he's been on a different level the last couple weeks. He scored 25 at Auburn and 25 to Florida, 22 to Auburn. Also averaged 10.5 rebounds over the week. So he got himself SEC Player of the Week honors. Shot 87% last week, which is unreal. His second time this season winning the award. He is one of 6 seniors who will be honored on Wednesday at Rupp Arena for senior night against Vanderbilt. Should be a fun moment for them as well. We got plenty more on them and some other college hoops, and high school region tournaments started tonight. This was a big one, Marvin and Andrea, but for now, I'll send it over to you.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. Still ahead on Fox 56, honoring the life and legacy of President Jimmy Carter. We'll have the first-hand account of the former commander-in-chief's impact on the Commonwealth.
And have you ever heard of plogging? Why the lieutenant governor says it will help keep Kentucky beautiful.
Scan the QR code on your screen now and download the Fox 56 News app, sponsored by the Kentucky Lottery. Over $4.4 billion in grants and scholarships.
Just like your body, our vitamins, minerals, and herbs are grown from nature. And with all our products and advice, we have something for everything under the sun. All from nature herself. Robert's Health Foods, 1020 Industry Road, Lexington.
Lexington's #1 breakfast diner is open for dinner. From Wednesday to Saturday, Josie's in Chevy Chase is serving up local favorites you know and love. Hits like our award-winning hot brown, grilled salmon, the Josie Burger, and walleye pike. And now, on Friday nights, sink your teeth into our tender prime rib for only $19.95. Dinner at Josie's. Now that's delicious.
What do you do when you're hot? What do you do when you're not hot? No matter the temperature, Mr. HVAC brings you affordable solutions to your heating and cooling needs. For hot service and cool prices, it's Mr. HVAC.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you. For you.
So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Right now, small businesses across Kentucky are under a grave threat. Not from a new pandemic or cyber attacks from a rogue nation like China. This insidious threat comes from our own backyard. It's by Churchill Downs. Here's the facts. Many Kentucky small business owners are dependent on just a few legal games of skill to keep their lights on, pay employees, and help local nonprofits. But Churchill Downs wants that money. Despite already having over 14,000 slot machines and huge tax breaks, Churchill Downs wants to shut down these small operations so Churchill can grab even more money for their wealthy out-of-state shareholders. Churchill Downs. It used to be about the sport of horse racing. Now it's about having a total monopoly to feed their endless greed. Call your legislators. Tell them to stand up for Kentucky's little guys.
This storm season depend on the 7-day forecast on Fox 56 News, the weather authority.
Sponsored by Bryant Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Young Sheldon, next at 11.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 10:30.
Tributes are pouring in for President Jimmy Carter as he remains in hospice care.
Carter's connection to Kentucky runs deep, thanks in large part to his humanitarian work. In 1997, Carter took part in a service project called Hammering in the Hills, helping to build 50 homes throughout eastern Kentucky and Tennessee in just 1 week. Lyle Hanna with the Kentucky chapter of Habitat for Humanity pitched the idea to Carter, knowing the president's background in carpentry.
We met in this tent, and Mary Diane, my wife, drew a map of Kentucky and Tennessee and put stars where all the cities were. And we said, we're going to finish your house in 3 days. Then we're going to put you on a helicopter and take you to Beattyville, and then to Moorhead, and then Richmond and Berea and these other cities, so everybody can get a part of this. He looked around and he said, okay, I'll do it.
Hanna says he stayed in touch with the Carter family, meeting them more than a dozen times in the last 44 years.
Kentucky State Police is celebrating one of the largest recruit classes in nearly a decade. 103 cadets showed up to begin training this weekend at the State Police Academy in Frankfort. It's the largest incoming class since 2014. The recruits come from 53 counties and 4 states. Sergeant Matthew Suddeth is crediting a new pay raise introduced last year that helped the recruitment efforts.
This is the first class that actually was recruited with that raise in effect. The raise went into effect while Class 102 was in session, but this Class 103 has been recruited with that raise in place. So I think the efforts of the recruitment branch and the raise, and probably some other factors as well, definitely they're definitely showing their value. They're showing that they're paying off.
The cadets now begin a rigorous 24-week training period. Sudduth says it's not uncommon for as many as 30% of recruits to not make it to the end.
Kentuckians are being encouraged to get out and try a new activity aimed at beautifying our state. It's called plogging, which stands for picking up litter while walking or jogging. Organizers with the group Keep Kentucky Beautiful say it doesn't matter how fast you run, walk, or jog. Even picking up one piece of trash can make a difference in your community.
We work with, on average, 19,000 to 30,000 volunteers every year, and we pick up about 62 tons of litter just from Louisville every year. That is about a $1.5 million cost that the city would have to pay if our volunteers didn't go out and do that work.
Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman joined the group in Frankfort today to proclaim March 3rd as Plogging Across Kentucky Day. You can find a list of plogging events planned across the Commonwealth in this story on fox56news.com.
Lightning in a bottle. That's how the director of the Kentucky Theater is describing opening weekend for the new comedy horror film, Cocaine Bear. The story is loosely based on a drug smuggling conspiracy with ties to Lexington. The Friday night showing of the movie was sold out, with people from at least 6 states helping fill the 800-seat venue. The success is a welcome change for the theater, which was forced to temporarily shut down during the pandemic.
We're still figuring out the numbers, but I can tell you, we look at grosses around the nation. We can sort of see how people are doing. And we outgrossed everywhere in the country. I mean, by a significant factor. And a lot of that, I have to say, I have to shout out to Kentucky for Kentucky. A lot of that is due to our partnership with them. They were gracious enough to bring down the real Cocaine Bear and have it here in our lobby.
The movie made $23 million nationwide in its opening weekend, coming in second at the box office, just behind the new Ant-Man movie.
Can't help but be a little proud of the Cocaine Bear, right?
It's bringing us some more attention, so that's
right.
good.
Well, after the break, it's a question many have been asking. What caused the coronavirus pandemic?
Coming up, a classified report provided to the White House pointing fingers at a laboratory leak.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news. Hairstyling provided by Parlor Salon.
Balls are bouncing throughout the bluegrass.
When other stations go national, Fox 56 stays local.
Air chest about 1, 2, 3. Ooh. It's just a joke, folks. Don't email us. Ooh, that might be hot. Ooh, that is...
Fox 56, the only morning news that stays local from 5 to 9.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get a low $349 per month lease on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
Painting isn't just our job, it's our passion. Our team at Winter Circle Painting is dedicated to bringing you quality work, saving you time and money. From homes to businesses, there's no job too big or too small.
For winning results, choose Winter Circle Painting.
At Donhauer Plumbing, Heating, and Air, we are proud to serve as your neighborhood's trusted plumbing and drains expert. Voted best of the best in 2022. Whether that means emergency plumbing and drain services, simple repairs, or total replacements, Donhauer's expert plumbers are here to serve. Call Donhauer any hour. We're here for you 24/7. With over 3,400 5-star reviews, see why friends and neighbors have trusted Donhauer Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a fast response with honest options and affordable financing to fit your budget. Call Donhauer any hour for speedy and reliable service. Or skip the line and book online at donhauerplumbing.com.
Special report.
Spectrum just launched Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are!
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and 1 free line of unlimited mobile with no contract. Call 1-833-743-4999.
The Coopers here just got Spectrum One. Why did you switch?
With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection. Look, with Spectrum Internet, I can stream Spectrum News across all our devices.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats, keeping our family and devices safe and secure.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
And it includes nationwide 5G.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and 1 free line of unlimited mobile with talk, text, and data. Call 1-833-743-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
When you need to tow, the name to know is Gator Made, the nation's leader in factory direct pricing of top quality trailers right here in Somerset. Used by contractors, builders, and anyone who needs reliable, durable equipment. With thousands in stock, the name to know is Gator Made Trailers.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales of an ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models.
Catch these offers while you can.
Discover the uncommon wealth of Kentucky with Marvin Bartlett and Spirit of the Bluegrass, Wednesday on Fox 56 News at 10.
The Biden administration's Energy Department is finally admitting what many people thought all along about the coronavirus pandemic, that it likely came from a laboratory leak.
A classified report provided to the White House and some members of Congress is now backing the theory that inspired mockery, professional repudiation, even charges of racism from the supposed experts.
Fox News White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich has the story.
China has repeatedly blocked the World Health Organization's COVID origins probe and now is swiftly rebuking the reported findings from the U.S. Department of Energy. China's foreign minister saying in part, a laboratory origin of the pandemic was considered to be extremely unlikely, is a science-based authoritative conclusion reached. Certain parties should stop rehashing the lab leak narrative, stop smearing China, and stop politicizing origins tracing. White House officials careful not to confirm or deny the report, also stopping short of punching back at China.
What the president wants is facts. He wants the whole government designed to go get those facts. And that's what we're doing. And we're just not there yet.
Lawmakers now want to probe the Biden administration's response. Congressman Mike Gallagher writing, this administration must declassify all the relevant intelligence and provide information as to who was advising the members of the intelligence community who have dismissed or downplayed the concept of a lab leak. Something Biden officials were asked to explain to Congress before, like in June of last year when Dr. Anthony Fauci's emails showed a nonprofit executive who helped fund the Wuhan lab thanked Fauci for his public support of the natural origins theory over a lab leak.
I said that I think the most likely origin is a jumping of species. I still do think it is, at the same time as I'm keeping an open mind that it might be a lab leak.
The White House not weighing in on any lessons learned, but defending Fauci.
Is it prudent to have members within the administration voicing support for one theory over another if there isn't a consensus?
This is someone, again, who has spent his almost entire career fighting for the well-being, the health of the American people. And so I just want to call out the political attacks.
Members of Congress are now demanding the Department of Energy, the FBI, and the State Department turn over relevant information for committee probes. There are 2 hearings set for the House tomorrow, and intelligence leaders are also expected to discuss this when they deliver their global threats briefing next week. At the White House, Jackie Heinrich, Fox News.
Stay with us for 5 things to know before you go to bed.
Including a slow start to the work week. Why some people say you shouldn't work too hard on Monday.
And we're going to have less wind, warmer temps, but a couple chances for rain in the forecast. I'm going to be breaking down all the details coming up next.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news.
Welcome to the fairest show on television. It's nice to have you with us. We really want kids to carry guns because there's a bully at school. Why should we let them possess firearms? To be fair, it really is a photo op. That's what this trip was. Is this a solution in search of a problem so Ron DeSantis can talk about what he's done to address the border crisis? To be fair, it didn't happen under the Trump administration either, or the Obama administration, and the only way to get the truth is asking some tough questions.
After a busy morning, this DQ breakfast bowl lets me take a moment all to myself. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize you, DQ breakfast bowl. Somehow you fit all my breakfast favorites all in one convenient bowl. Warm, fluffy eggs, hash browns, sausage, cheese, and grilled onions. Nestled in a hearty bowl topped with my choice of savory gravy or zesty salsa. Oh, we should all be so selfless and delicious. DQ, happy tastes good.
This is living proof that cancer doesn't have to be the end, and that there is always hope. At Baptist Health, we've treated more breast, colon, and lung cancer patients than any other health system in Kentucky and southern Indiana. To find out more about our cancer risk assessments and early screening options, visit baptisthealth.com/cancercare.
This is Dom with Quantum Comfort. Yes, we're here taking a look at the unit now. Okay, thank you.
Quantum Comfort gets down to the problem with your HVAC system. Our quantum mechanics provide the industry's best diagnostic and installation services, providing affordable, energy-efficient solutions. Ask Quantum Comfort about installation of a dependable Carrier HVAC system today.
Hey, I just want to let you know I got that unit back online. Were there any problems? Just some small ones.
Are you looking to build, add on, or upgrade your home? Look no further than Whitus Contracting. Specializing in residential homes, we'll start from the ground up or complete your latest idea for a beautiful home renovation. Our services include deck building, excavation, and custom designs. Need a roof repaired? Well, we have you covered. With great reviews and even better workers, Whitus Contracting will get the job done the Whitest way. Like us on Facebook and call us today for a quote on your next project.
When it comes to good things, we always want more.
What more?
Even as a child, Miss Moore was no different. She loved more.
More?
So when she was injured, she called Morgan & Morgan. With more lawyers, more offices, and more than $15 billion recovered, she didn't have to ask for more anymore. When you're injured, you deserve more. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Struggling restaurants easing into the work week and a daily dose of Disney.
Here are 5 things to know before you go to bed. A new study suggests the restaurant industry is still recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic. Experts say more than 72,000 restaurants have been forced to close since 2019. They say consumers are choosing to make food at home instead of eating out to help offset the cost of sky-high inflation.
A new poll shows a majority of Americans say they are satisfied with their personal lives. According to the Gallup poll, more than 80% of participants say they're pleased with their jobs. 71% say they're content with their household income. The poll also found that most Americans say they're satisfied with their social life, lifestyle, and opportunities.
Forget quiet quitting. Some workers are now embracing bare minimum Monday. Concept is just like it sounds, taking it easy on the first day of the work week as a kind of coping mechanism. A TikTok creator is credited with coining the term after expressing anxiety on Sundays about the work week ahead. She recommends not scheduling any meetings and taking it slow for the first 2 hours.
Giving a child freedom over what they eat could teach them healthy eating habits, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. Letting a child choose what they want to eat could help them learn to self-regulate. It could also help prevent eating disorders. Even if a child chooses meals that are high fat or highly processed, dietitians believe they will eventually tire out and lean toward fruits and vegetables.
And finally tonight, a man earns a new record by visiting the happiest place on earth. Jeff Reitz now holds the Guinness World Record for the most consecutive visits to Disneyland. He visited the theme park in Anaheim, California, 2,995 times. Reitz says he started visiting Disneyland when he was out of work, using an annual pass that was given to him as a gift. There you go. 5 things to know before you go to bed.
Now, your forecast from Fox 56 News, the weather authority.
Well, we're down to 1 day left to end February, so we're looking ahead towards March and hoping for less wind. Warm temps can stick around. We're cool with that, but the active scene does kind of flow for us here the rest of this week. Less wind does come in tomorrow. Unseasonably warm temps stick around most of this week, too, but then scattered rain and some thunderstorms and possibly even some heavier rainfall totals are all on the ticket for the second half of this week. Let's roll along and talk about those winds today, huh? 56-mile-an-hour peak gust in Lexington. There was a couple places over in Frankfort where we had wind gusts even actually upwards of 55, maybe even 60 miles an hour. I saw one report for. So it was a very busy day winds-wise, and it, of course, led to a couple of issues, some branches down, a few power outages here and there. It also helped us set a record high temperature in Lexington of 74 degrees. Everybody, well, almost everybody, Jackson, Flemingsburg falling just short of 70, but we made it almost all the way there for all of us, and it was a nice, warm, windy day. Now, we're looking out over downtown Lexington. We've got 67 degrees, and it's still breezy. West winds coming at you, 22 miles an hour. Those temperatures across the board forward. Still in the mid-60s. They haven't started cooling down quite yet because the wind speeds are still howling for us in the 40 to 45 mile an hour range at times. We're still going to see the chance for those 40-plus mile an hour wind gusts probably for the next 3 to 4 hours into the evening. By tomorrow morning, these are going to settle down quite a bit. It's all because of the low that is bringing a lot of snow to the northeast and rain just a little further to our east. We're actually clearing out a little bit behind that. Clouds are going to wing in for us tomorrow, but high pressure eventually makes up for it and wipes everything away. With that, we've got an average high temp of 50 degrees this time of the year. 61 Tuesday, 75 again Wednesday, 66 and 64 Thursday, Friday. It's not till the weekend that we see temps back towards that average of 50. With that, we are going to have a couple more windy days in the mix. Not so much tomorrow, but Wednesday as the warmer air comes in again, and Friday as the warmer air starts to leave us. We're going to be seeing those gusts come back up. It also comes with the chance for rain late Wednesday into your Thursday, and then again Friday morning where we could see some scattered showers and maybe even a couple rumbles of thunder in the mix. This is what it looks like on Futurecast. This is for the whole week, so hang with me. High pressure comes in, clears us out, sunshine coming for your Tuesday. Wednesday, a warm front starts to carry some clouds in. We're going to see high temperatures in the mid-70s, and then cold front brings us some rain chances overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Another warm front for your Thursday evening brings some scattered rain showers into Thursday evening. And then Friday, the cold front is going to try to bring us some potentially stronger storms, something we'll have to keep an eye on here through the rest of this week. So yes, the pattern does get a little more active. It also brings us a chance for, in some cases, 1 to 2 or even 3+ inches of rainfall if we can get persistent thunderstorms to roll over. Right now, most of the area through today, through the end of the week, looking at probably an inch, maybe upwards of 2 by the end of it. With that, though, temperatures tonight, nothing to worry about. 47, windy, partly cloudy. Tomorrow, we get to go back towards 61. That's 11 degrees above the average. Some sunshine, less wind is going to feel pretty good for your Tuesday. And then that 7-day forecast brings back even more fun for us. Of course, in between rain chances, those temperatures are going to feel great for us. Again, the weekend isn't bad either. 50s. And no rain, which is a good sign. We'll keep that rolling into a slightly warmer start to next week once again. Mike?
All right, Justin, thanks a lot. It's been a fantastic high school basketball season. Sweet 16's coming up here in a couple weeks, but first we got to figure out who's going to be there. The region tournaments have started this week, and we had some good ball tonight. We got these highlights for you on the girls' side. Next in sports, stay with us.
Tomorrow, wake up with the Fox 56 Morning News, the only news that stays local from 5 to 9. If it's the pros, the Cats, or home team Friday nights, Fox 56 has your team covered. Don't wait up for scores and highlights. Catch Mitch Brown with sports every night on the Fox 56 News at 10. Sponsored by Arby's.
We really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold inside.
Let's call ADA.
Baby, they're on the way.
Their work is the best.
They do it right for less.
So great.
Their work and equipment is guaranteed. The buttons don't do anything.
Calling ADA is a must.
Happy that you gave them a ring.
Our furnace is fixed.
And baby, it's warm inside.
Moving your home is a big deal. Trust me, I've seen it. I see it a lot, actually. My name is Sadie, and my family owns T. Peevely Moving and Storage. That's my cousin Linwood and my brother Cass. When you hire Peevely Moving, you'll have someone from my family by your side every step of the way. We take care of your belongings as if they were ours. And we'll get you moved anywhere within a 500-mile radius. If you need storage, well, we got that covered, too. T. Peevely Moving and Storage since 1988, where moving is a family affair.
When your plumbing needs repairing, trust the experts at Elite Performance Plumbing for reliable, affordable service. From water heaters to drain cleaning and all services in between, Elite Performance Plumbing is here for you. Central Kentucky trusts the pros at Elite Performance Plumbing.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthem.com/answers or call 855-753-3042 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,600 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield at 855-753-3042 or visit anthem.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
It's the 10th annual Lexus for the Little Ones raffle, supporting Kentucky Children's Hospital and Woodhill Community Center. Win a new 2023 Lexus RX 350. Purchase a raffle ticket at little-ones-raffle.com. little-ones-raffle.com.
In Alaska, the wild fish are plentiful, but the potatoes are lacking. So, Arby's stepped in to pick up that slack. $5 crispy fish and fries. Arby's, we have the meat.
Now, Fox 56 Sports, sponsored by Arby's.
Welcome back. The field is dwindling by the day in high school hoops here in Kentucky. What's it mean? We're getting close to March. Tonight, the region tournaments began for our local teams. The girls were up first tonight. Every matchup, a tough one from here on out. It's going to be the same way on the boys' side tomorrow. Let's start with the 11th region tonight at Frederick Douglass. Lady Broncos hosting Great Crossing. They led 36-34 to begin the second half. In the third quarter, that was Jermira Christian time. She went to work off the bounce. Gets the layup here, 15 points, 5 steals. It was tight for the first few minutes of the quarter. Olivia Tierney, the Euro, the touch, it's all there. 13 for her tonight. The Warhawks hung tight, but Douglas pulls away down the stretch, 71-60 the final. Broncos face the winner of this ball game between Tates Creek and Madison Central down in Richmond, down at Tomahawk Valley this evening. Lady Indians were district champs. First quarter, Natalia Strider, a guard doing work on the glass, puts the offensive board back up. Following possession for Tates Creek, Malaya Jackson gets all the time to think about this three. Nails it. Clutch time. The Lady Commodores hung in there around the first quarter, but so did Mad Central. Bailey Hensley, pure jumper. She's got it. Madison Central wins big. They play Frederick Douglass Wednesday night at EKU, an 8:30 tip in the Region 11 semis. Let's go to the other half of the bracket. Madison Southern and Lexington Catholic facing off. Lex Cat boys team there supporting the girls. Love to see it. Reese Potter and the boys. Southern with the lead a lot of this first half. Hadley French beats the buzzer with this triple. It's the first half ends. Lady Knights with a lot more aggressiveness in the second half, though. Catherine Truitt drives through traffic, the bucket, and the foul. She had 26 as Lexington Catholic completes the comeback, 55-42. Franklin County beat Bryan Station as well, so that is the semifinal matchup on Wednesday at EKU. That'll be the first game at 6:30. All right, let's switch back to college hoops. EKU was picked to finish 10th in the ASUN Conference, which was a real huge motivating factor for this team this year. AW was using that chip on their shoulder. They finished third, had some really big wins this year, but some tough losses. This one, the North Alabama, being one of those tough ones. On senior day, just over a week ago, they lost to the Lions at home, and they got their senior night party spoiled. They gave up 18 points in overtime. So now they face off again tomorrow night in the ASUN tournament quarterfinals. A 7 p.m. tip-off at home. The Kerns scored some points themselves in that game. Tay Blanton, the first-team All-Sun baller, had 17 in that one. 5 guys in double figures. So they know they have the confidence to light up the scoreboard again. But they also know that they just can't let their opponent do the same thing.
Look, we play a really good team against North Alabama. It's going to be a heck of a game. I love our group. You know, they've been relentless. They're tough. They're gritty. They guard. We get out and run. It's a fun style of basketball. So, look, our fan support this year has been through the roof. We're leading our league in attendance.
And Kentucky State, they got the win in the SEAC Conference Tournament. Today they beat Albany State 83-70. Also, Georgetown lost in the Mid-South Conference Tournament Championship, but they'll probably still make the NAIA tournament.
All right, thanks for being with us. You come back tomorrow night?
I guess so. I'll be
there.
Hope you do too. Thanks.